Have you ever had one of those moments where everything you thought you knew just crumbles? Like your whole reality shifts in the blink of an eye? That's what happened to me at my daughter's wedding. The day that was supposed to be the happiest day of her life became the day I finally said, enough is enough. But let me back up a bit. Let me tell you about my daughter. Maya's always been perfect. I'm not just saying that because I'm her mom. I mean, this girl has been overachieving since she could walk. Straight A's through school, full college scholarship, graduated top of her class, got herself a high-paying job at some fancy tech company, the whole 9 yards. And me? I was so proud, so incredibly proud. I worked 3 jobs to make sure she had everything she needed growing up. Her dad bounced when she was just 2 years old, left us with nothing but a note saying he wasn't ready for this life, whatever that means. So it was just me and Maya against the world. And honestly, we were tight, best friends, even, or at least I thought we were. Maya met Jason about 4 years ago. Nice guy, I guess. Good job. Comes from money. Treats her well, at least on the surface. His family's loaded. Like serious money. The kind of people who have summer homes and country club memberships and all that bougie stuff. Me? I'm just a regular working class woman from the South Side. I clean houses for a living now. Not ashamed of it one bit. Honest work is honest work. You feel me? But Jason's family, let's just say they weren't exactly thrilled when Maya brought me around. His mother, Patricia, oh Lord, Patricia, that woman looked at me like I was dirt on her expensive shoes. Always had something slick to say. Oh, you're a housekeeper? How humble. With that fake smile that didn't reach her eyes. But Maya always defended me. Always. She'd tell Patricia to back off. Tell Jason's family that I was her hero, that I sacrificed everything for her. And I loved her for that. I really did. So when Jason proposed last year, I was happy for her. Really happy. Even though deep down, I knew his family was going to make the wedding planning a nightmare. And boy, was I right. The wedding planning started okay. I guess. Maya and Jason wanted a big wedding. Like really big. 300 guests. Fancy venue. The whole production. And Jason's parents were paying for most of it, which should have been a blessing. Except Patricia turned it into a power move. Every single decision had to go through her. The flowers? Patricia chose them. The venue? Patricia found it. The guest list? Oh, you already know Patricia controlled that, too. And me? I got pushed to the sidelines like I didn't even matter. I remember this one time, about 6 months before the wedding. We were all at this fancy bridal shop in the city. Maya was trying on dresses. And I was just sitting there, watching my baby girl look beautiful in white. Patricia kept making comments. That one's too simple. This one doesn't scream elegance. Darling, you need something that matches the caliber of this wedding. Caliber. Like Maya wasn't already good enough, just as she is. Then Maya found this dress. Simple, elegant, beautiful. You could see it in her eyes. She loved it. She looked at me with this big smile and said, Mom, what do you think? Before I could even open my mouth, Patricia jumped in. Oh, no, that won't do at all. We need something more sophisticated, something befitting the Brooks family name. The Brooks family name, like Maya was marrying into royalty, or something. Maya's smile faded. But I really like this one, Patricia. Sweetheart, trust me, I've been to hundreds of society weddings. This dress is too plain. You want to make a statement, don't you? I watched my daughter's face change, watched her swallow her own feelings to please this woman, and it broke my heart. Maya, I said quietly, if you love the dress, get the dress. This is your day, baby. Patricia turned to me with this condescending look. With all due respect, Margaret, these things require a certain refinement. Perhaps you're not familiar with high society expectations. I felt my blood pressure rise. With all due respect, Patricia, Maya's been making her own decisions her whole life. She doesn't need you telling her what to wear. The whole bridal shop went quiet. Maya looked uncomfortable. The consultant looked like she wanted to disappear. Patricia just smiled, that fake smile again. Of course, I'm just trying to help. But if Maya wants to look like she got married at City Hall instead of the venue we're paying for, she let that hang in the air like a threat. And that's when I saw it, that look in Maya's eyes. Not anger at Patricia, but disappointment in me. Mom, can you just not? Maya said quietly, Patricia's just trying to help. She knows about these things. Those words hit me like a slap. My own daughter chose this woman's opinion over mine. Maya ended up getting the dress Patricia picked. Cost $15,000. I couldn't even wrap my head around spending that much on a dress you wear once. But that was just the beginning. As the wedding got closer, I started noticing something. I was being erased. Slowly but surely, my role as mother of the bride was disappearing. The invitations? My name was barely mentioned. It said, Mr. and Mrs. Harrison Brooks request the honor of your presence at the marriage of Jason Brooks and Maya Johnson. My name wasn't even on there. Just Maya's last name, like she came from nowhere. When I asked Maya about it, she got defensive. Mom, it's traditional for the groom's family to be listed when they're paying for the wedding. But I'm still your mother, Maya. Doesn't that count for something? Of course it does. But Patricia already sent the invitations to print before I could review them. It's too late to change it now. Too late. Everything was always too late when it came to Patricia making decisions without me. Then there was the rehearsal dinner. Patricia planned the whole thing without even asking my input. Fancy restaurant, $100 a plate type place. And when I showed up, I realized I was seated at a table in the back, not at the family table. In the back, with some of Jason's distant cousins I'd never even met. Maya saw me sitting there and came over. Mom, what are you doing back here? This is where Patricia set me. What? That's ridiculous. Come sit at our table. But before we could move, Patricia appeared like a vulture. Oh, Margaret, I thought you'd be more comfortable back here. The family table has very specific seating arrangements based on the ceremony positioning. I'm her mother, I said, trying to keep my voice steady. Where exactly should I be sitting if not with my daughter? Well, technically, the parents' table is full with Jason's family and our closest relatives. But don't worry, you have a lovely spot here. Maya just stood there, didn't argue, didn't fight for me, just gave me this apologetic look and went back to her table. I sat through that entire dinner feeling like an outsider at my own daughter's wedding celebration, watching Maya laugh with Jason's family, watching Patricia play the doting mother-in-law-to-be, watching my role get smaller and smaller. But I kept my mouth shut because I didn't want to ruin Maya's happiness. This was her time, right? Her moment. I could swallow my pride for her, or so I thought. 2 weeks before the wedding, Maya called me, said she wanted to come over and talk. Something in her voice sounded off, but I figured she was just stressed about the wedding. She showed up at my apartment that evening, I made us tea, we sat on my old couch, and I waited for her to tell me what was wrong. Mom, she started, not making eye contact. I need to talk to you about something, and I need you not to get upset. Already, my stomach dropped. Nothing good ever starts with "don't get upset." What is it, baby? It's about the wedding, about your role in the wedding. My role? Maya. I barely have a role. Patricia's taken over everything. I know, and I'm sorry about that. But this is different. This is about the mother-son dance. I frowned. The mother-son dance? That's between Jason and Patricia. What does that have to do with me? Maya took a deep breath. Patricia suggested that instead of doing separate parent dances, we do something different, something more unified. Unified how? Well, Jason will dance with Patricia, and then Patricia will dance with me. I just stared at her. Surely I misheard. I'm sorry, what? Patricia will do the mother-daughter dance with me. She thinks it'll be a nice gesture, showing that we're one family now, that she's welcoming me into their family. But Maya, I'm your mother, not Patricia. I know, Mom. I know. But think about it. Patricia's family is paying for this whole wedding. They've done so much for us. And she's really excited about this. It would mean a lot to her. What about what it means to me? My voice was rising now. What about the fact that I'm your actual mother? The one who raised you? The one who worked 3 jobs so you could have a better life? Mom, please don't make this about money. I'm not making it about money. I'm making it about respect, about the fact that you're letting this woman replace me at your own wedding. Maya's face hardened. She's not replacing you. You're being dramatic. Dramatic? Maya, I've been pushed aside during this entire wedding planning process. My name's not on the invitations. I was seated in the back at the rehearsal dinner, and now you're telling me I can't even dance with my own daughter at her wedding? You can still be there, Mom. You're still invited. You're still important. Just not important enough to be treated like your mother. That's not fair. What's not fair is you choosing Patricia's feelings over mine. What's not fair is you forgetting who was there for you your entire life. Maya stood up, grabbing her purse. I came here hoping you'd understand, hoping you'd be supportive, but I guess that's too much to ask. Maya, no, Mom. I'm tired of you making everything about you. This is my wedding, my day, and if you can't be happy for me without causing drama, then maybe you shouldn't come at all. Those words hung in the air like poison. You don't mean that. I whispered. I do. Figure out if you can be supportive, or don't bother showing up. And she left, just like that, walked out of my apartment, leaving me sitting there in shock. My daughter, my baby girl, the one I sacrificed everything for. She just uninvited me from her wedding. I sat on that couch for hours, crying, angry, hurt, confused. How did we get here? How did Patricia manage to turn my daughter against me? But then something shifted. Through the pain and the tears, something else started building. Not just hurt, but determination. I'd been quiet for too long. Let Patricia walk all over me for too long. Let Maya dismiss me for too long. No more. If they wanted drama at this wedding, I'd give them drama, but not the kind they expected. I was going to tell the truth, the whole truth, the truth I'd been keeping secret for 24 years. See, there's something y'all don't know yet, something nobody knows except me. Maya's father, the one who bounced when she was 2, the one who supposedly left us with just a note. That's not exactly what happened. The truth? Maya's father didn't just leave. He didn't abandon us because he wasn't ready. He left because of Patricia, because Patricia is his mother. Yeah, you heard that right. Jason is Maya's half-brother. Let me explain. 25 years ago, I was young, just 20 years old, working as a housekeeper for a wealthy family in the suburbs. The Brooks family, Patricia and Harrison Brooks, they had a son, Michael. He was home from college for the summer, and we connected. I know, major mistake. Don't date your employer's son. But I was young and stupid, and I thought what we had was real. Michael was sweet, attentive, made me feel like I mattered. We kept it secret. Obviously, his parents would have flipped if they knew he was seeing the help. But then I got pregnant, and everything fell apart. When I told Michael, he panicked, said we needed to tell his parents, figure something out. I was scared, but I agreed. We told them together. Patricia's reaction? I'll never forget it, as long as I live. She looked at me with pure disgust. You're lying. You're trying to trap my son for money. Mrs. Brooks, I'm not lying. I'm pregnant. Michael and I. Enough. She turned to Michael. Did you sleep with this girl? Michael looked at the floor. Mom, answer me? Yes, he admitted quietly. But it's not like that. I care about Margaret. We want to. You want to what? Throw your life away? You're going back to Harvard in 2 weeks. You have a future. A real future. Not playing house with the maid. I felt so small. So worthless. Like I was nothing but dirt on her expensive carpet. Harrison just sat there, not saying a word, just letting Patricia handle everything. How much? Patricia asked, turning back to me. Excuse me? How much money do you want to disappear? To get rid of it? And leave my son alone? Get rid of it? I put my hand on my stomach. Protective. This is a baby. Your grandchild. That is a mistake, Patricia said coldly. And mistakes can be corrected. Name your price. I looked at Michael, hoping he'd stand up for us. For me. For our baby. But he just stood there, looking ashamed. Silent. I don't want your money, I said, my voice shaking. I want Michael to be a father. I want us to figure this out together. Patricia laughed. Actually laughed. You really think my son is going to throw away his education, his future, his entire life for you? A housekeeper with no education, no prospects, no class. Mom, that's enough, Michael finally said. No, it's not enough. You're going back to school. And Patricia pointed at me like I was trash. She can take $50,000 and handle this situation quietly. Or she can take nothing, and we'll make sure she never works in this town again. I was crying now. Michael, please, don't let her do this. He looked at me, and I saw the truth in his eyes. He wasn't going to fight for me, for us. He was going to let his mother win. I'm sorry, Margaret, he whispered. Maybe it's better this way. Better? Better for who? I walked out of that house that day with nothing but my dignity. Well, what was left of it, anyway? I didn't take Patricia's money, didn't sign any papers, just left and never came back. I found out later that Michael went back to Harvard, graduated, got a fancy job, never once tried to contact me, never once asked about his child. And Patricia? She made sure I couldn't get another housekeeping job in the area, blacklisted me. So I had to move across town, start over completely. I raised Maya by myself, told her that her father left when she was a baby, that he wasn't ready to be a dad, that it was just us against the world. And it was just us for 24 years, until Maya met Jason at some company event and fell in love. When she brought him home to meet me, My blood ran cold. He looked just like Michael. Same eyes, same smile, same everything. When she told me his last name was Brooks, I knew. I just knew. I did some digging. Found out that Michael had gotten married about 5 years after Maya was born, had a son, named him Jason, lived a perfect life, with his perfect wife in his perfect house. The same Michael who abandoned his first child was playing happy family with his second. And now his children were about to get married to each other. And they had no idea they were half siblings. I tried to tell Maya about a month after she started dating Jason. I sat her down and tried to explain, but she didn't believe me. Mom, that's crazy. You're just making this up because you don't like his family. Maya, I'm not making it up. Jason's father is your father, Michael Brooks. My father's name isn't Michael. You said his name was Marcus. Marcus Johnson. I'd lied about his name years ago to protect her, to protect myself. Another mistake on top of mistakes. I lied about his name, baby, but I'm telling you the truth now. You can't marry Jason. He's your brother. She got so angry, said I was being ridiculous, said I was trying to sabotage her relationship, said I was jealous because she found a good family, and I never did. That hurt, really hurt. After that, she stopped talking to me for a while. Eventually, we reconnected, but she made it clear she didn't believe me, and she didn't want to hear about it again. So I stayed quiet, watched this whole thing unfold, watched Patricia plan this wedding without knowing the truth, watched Michael, who changed his name to Mitchell after some business scandal years ago, play the proud future father-in-law without recognizing me. Yeah, Michael Brooks became Mitchell Brooks, reinvented himself, and apparently forgot all about the girl he got pregnant 25 years ago. But I didn't forget, and I wasn't going to let this wedding happen without the truth coming out, even if it destroyed everything. The day of the wedding came faster than I expected. Maya never called to officially re-invite me, but I got a text from her 2 days before. Mom, please come. I love you. Let's not fight anymore. So I went. Of course I went. She's still my daughter. I got dressed in the simple dress I'd bought. Nothing fancy, couldn't afford fancy. And drove to the venue. Some beautiful estate in the countryside, all done up with white flowers and fairy lights. Must have cost a fortune. When I arrived, I could see the guests arriving. Women in designer dresses, men in expensive suits, everyone looking like they stepped out of a magazine. And then there was me, looking exactly like what I was, a working-class woman who didn't belong in this world. I found my seat, row 15, not even in the first 10 rows. I was seated behind people I didn't even know, while Patricia and her family sat front and center. But I didn't complain. I just sat there, waiting, watching, planning exactly when and how I was going to drop this bomb. The ceremony started. The music played. The wedding party walked down the aisle. Jason stood at the altar looking nervous, but happy. Mitchell stood beside Patricia, both of them beaming with pride. Mitchell, looking at him, made my stomach turn. He'd aged, obviously. Gray at the temples now. Few more wrinkles. But it was definitely him. The same man who'd stood in his mother's living room 25 years ago and let her call me trash. Did he recognize me? If he did, he didn't show it. Just looked right through me like I didn't exist. Again. Then the music changed. Everyone stood. And Maya appeared at the back of the church. My baby girl, looking absolutely beautiful in that ridiculously expensive dress Patricia picked out, carrying a bouquet of white roses, smiling like this was the happiest day of her life. And I almost chickened out, almost decided to keep my mouth shut and let this happen, because seeing her that happy, I didn't want to destroy that. But then I looked at Jason, at Mitchell, at Patricia sitting there all smug and proud. And I remembered. I remembered being 19 and pregnant and alone. I remembered Patricia offering me money to get rid of it. I remembered Maya growing up without a father because Mitchell was too weak to stand up to his mother. This family took everything from me once. They weren't going to do it again. Maya walked down that aisle. Everyone was smiling, dabbing their eyes with tissues. It was picture perfect, exactly like Patricia planned. Maya reached the altar. The officiant began speaking. "Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today." I let him get through the opening. Let them exchange loving looks. Let Patricia dab at her fake tears. Then the officiant said those magic words. "If anyone has any reason why these two should not be wed, speak now or forever hold your peace." It's usually just a formality. Nobody ever actually objects at weddings. It's like the most taboo thing you can do. But desperate times call for desperate measures. I stood up. The sound of me standing echoed in that quiet church. Everyone turned to look at me. All 300 guests. Maya's face went from glowing to horrified in 2 seconds flat. "Mom, don't," she said, her voice barely audible. "I'm sorry, baby," I said, my voice shaking but strong. "But I can't let you do this." The officiant looked confused. "Ma'am, if you have an objection, you'll need to—" "I have an objection," I said louder. "These two cannot get married." Gasps rippled through the crowd. Patricia stood up, furious. "Margaret, sit down right now, or I'll have you removed." "Go ahead and try," I shot back. "But not before I tell everyone why this wedding can't happen." "Mom, please." Maya was crying now. "What are you doing?" I looked at my daughter, at her mascara starting to run, at her hands shaking as she held that bouquet, and I almost backed down. But then I looked at Mitchell, at his confused face, and I pushed forward. "Maya can't marry Jason," I said to the entire church, "because Jason is her half-brother." You could hear a pin drop. Chaos. Absolute chaos erupted in that church. People started talking all at once. Maya dropped her bouquet. Jason looked like he'd been hit by a truck. Patricia's face went bright red. "That's a lie." Patricia shrieked. "You're a liar. Security." "It's not a lie," I said, my voice cutting through the noise. "And Mitchell knows it. Don't you, Mitchell? Or should I call you Michael, like I did 25 years ago when you got me pregnant and then abandoned us?" All eyes turned to Mitchell. His face had gone completely white. I don't know what she's talking about." He stammered, but his voice had no conviction. "Yes, you do," I said. I started walking toward the front of the church. People moved out of my way like I was on fire. 25 years ago, I worked as a housekeeper for the Brooks family. You remember that, Patricia? Patricia's mouth opened and closed like a fish. I was young, 19 years old, and your son Michael, who now apparently goes by Mitchell, got me pregnant. This is ridiculous. Patricia tried again, but her voice was weak now. "When I told you I was pregnant, you offered me $50,000 to get rid of the baby. You called me trash. You said I was trying to trap your son." The guests were eating this up. Phones were probably out recording. This was about to be all over social media. Maya was just standing there, frozen. "Mom, what are you saying?" I turned to my daughter, my heart breaking. Baby, I'm saying that Mitchell Brooks is your biological father, the same man who's about to become your father-in-law. Jason is your half-brother. No, Maya whispered. No, that's not possible. You said my father's name was Marcus. You said, I lied about his name to protect you, to protect myself. I never thought you'd meet him or his other family, but here we are. Jason finally found his voice. Dad, is this true? Mitchell just stood there, looking like he wanted the floor to swallow him whole. Answer your son. Patricia snapped at him. Even she wanted to know the truth now. Mitchell swallowed hard. I don't remember any Margaret. Don't you dare lie? I was shouting now. You remember me? You remember that summer? You remember sitting in your mother's living room while she offered me money to get an abortion? You remember standing there like a coward while she destroyed my life? Oh my God, Maya breathed. She turned to Mitchell. Is she telling the truth? Mitchell looked at his wife, at his son, at Patricia. Then, finally, he looked at Maya, really looked at her for the first time. And I saw the moment he recognized her features. Saw the moment he realized she had his eyes. It's true, he finally admitted, his voice barely above a whisper. It's all true. The church exploded again. Patricia started screaming. Jason backed away from Maya like she'd suddenly become poisonous. Mitchell's wife, I didn't even know her name, stood up and slapped him right across the face. Good for her. Maya just stood there in her $15,000 dress, tears streaming down her face, her perfect wedding completely destroyed. And I felt terrible. I really did. But what choice did I have? Let them get married? Let them have kids together someday? That's not just morally wrong. It's dangerous. Maya, I walked toward her. Baby, I'm so sorry. I tried to tell you months ago, but you wouldn't listen. I had to. Get away from me, she said, her voice cold. That stopped me in my tracks. Maya, you knew this whole time. And you let me fall in love with him. You let me plan a wedding. You let me get this far. I tried to tell you. Not hard enough. She was screaming now. You should have made me listen. You should have shown me proof. You should have done something before it got to this point. Your mother tried, Jason said, quietly. He was crying too. She tried to tell you the truth, and you called her a liar. Maya turned on him. Don't you dare defend her. This is her fault. She kept this secret for 25 years. She could have told me. When I was a kid, she could have. I was protecting you. I shouted. I didn't want you to grow up knowing your father chose his family over you. I didn't want you to feel rejected your whole life. Well, congratulations, Mom. Now I feel rejected and humiliated in front of 300 people. She wasn't wrong. This was humiliating for her, for Jason, for everyone involved. Patricia found her voice again. This is your fault. Mitchell, how could you be so careless? How could you not tell me this girl had the baby? You told me to pay her off and forget about her. Mitchell shot back. You said she'd take care of it. I didn't take your blood money. I said to Patricia, I raised my daughter with dignity, something your family doesn't know anything about. You have some nerve. Patricia started toward me, but Harrison grabbed her arm. Stop, he said quietly. This is already bad enough. The officiant, who'd been standing there this whole time looking absolutely bewildered, finally spoke up. I think we need to cancel this ceremony. You think? Jason said bitterly. Maya looked at Jason, really looked at him, and I could see her heart breaking in real time. We're brother and sister. Half, Jason corrected weakly. We're half siblings. Does it matter? Maya's voice cracked. We can't be together. We can never be together. Everything we had was. It's over. Jason started crying harder. Maya, I didn't know. You have to believe me. I didn't know. I know you didn't know. Neither of us knew. But my mother did. And your father did. And they let this happen anyway. She looked at me with such hatred in her eyes. I will never forgive you for this. Those words hit me like a physical blow. Maya, please, no. You've done enough. You've destroyed my wedding, my relationship, my entire life. Are you happy now? Is this what you wanted? I wanted to protect you. You wanted revenge. Maya screamed. Revenge against his family for how they treated you. And you used me to get it. Was she right? Was that part of it? Maybe I did want Patricia to suffer a little bit, to see her perfect family event destroyed the way she destroyed my life years ago. But that wasn't the main reason. The main reason was keeping Maya safe, keeping her from making a terrible mistake. Believe what you want, I said quietly. But I did this because I love you, because you're my daughter, and I couldn't let you marry your brother, even if it meant you'd hate me for it. Well, congratulations. I do hate you. Maya yanked off her veil, threw it on the ground, and stormed out of the church, still in her wedding dress. Jason ran after her. Maya, wait. And just like that, the wedding was over. The guests started filing out, whispering and pointing. Some were crying. Some looked scandalized. Some looked entertained, like this was the best drama they'd seen in years. Patricia and Mitchell were arguing in heated whispers. His wife had left, probably calling a divorce lawyer. Harrison just sat there, looking defeated. And me? I just stood there in that empty church, feeling the weight of what I'd just done. I destroyed my daughter's wedding, exposed a 25-year-old secret, humiliated two families in front of 300 people, but I'd also potentially saved Maya and Jason from a life of genetic complications, from the trauma of finding out too late, maybe after they already had kids. Was it worth it? I drove home in a daze. My phone started blowing up almost immediately. Texts from people who'd been at the wedding, calls from reporters who'd somehow already heard about it, social media posts with videos of my objection going viral. Great. I was going to be famous for all the wrong reasons. 3 days later, Maya finally called me. Mom. Just that one word. Her voice was flat, empty. Hi, baby. I need you to explain everything. From the beginning. The real story, not whatever version you've been telling yourself to justify what you did. So I did. I told her everything about meeting Michael, about falling in love, about getting pregnant, about Patricia's offer, about Michael's cowardice, about raising her alone, about lying about her father's name, about trying to tell her the truth when she started dating Jason. All of it. She listened without interrupting. When I finished, there was a long silence. I ended things with Jason. She finally said, obviously, it's so messed up, Mom. I was in love with my brother. I know, baby. I'm so sorry. Jason's a wreck. His parents are getting divorced. Patricia's been basically disowned by half her social circle. Mitchell lost 2 major business deals because of the scandal. Everything's falling apart. I didn't mean for... Yes, you did. Her voice wasn't angry anymore, just tired. You knew exactly what would happen when you stood up in that church. You knew it would destroy everything. And you did it anyway. I did it to protect you. I know. That's the messed up part. I know you did it out of love. And I hate that I can't even be fully angry at you for it, because deep down, I know you were right. My heart lifted a little. So you forgive me? I didn't say that. She sighed. I need time, Mom. Time to process all of this. Time to figure out who I even am now that my whole life has been turned upside down. I'm in therapy now, trying to work through it all. That's good. That's really good, baby. I'll call you when I'm ready to talk again. But for now, I need space. Okay, I understand. And Mom, yeah, thank you for telling the truth, even though it cost you everything. She hung up. I sat there with the phone in my hand, tears streaming down my face. My relationship with my daughter might be broken. Her life was definitely changed forever. Two families were destroyed. But at least she knew the truth now. At least she was safe. It's been 6 months since the wedding that never was. Life's been complicated. The video of me objecting went mega viral like I thought it would. I'm talking millions of views. People took sides. Some said I was a hero for stopping the wedding. Others said I was a monster for how I did it. I lost my job. Most of my clients didn't want the drama lady cleaning their houses anymore. Can't say I blame them, but some people reached out to support me, offered me work, sent messages saying I did the right thing. It helped, honestly, made me feel less alone in all this mess. Maya and I have been talking more lately. Not every day, but more than before. She's still hurt, still processing, but she's also coming to terms with everything. I keep thinking about what would have happened if you hadn't spoken up. She told me last week when we met for coffee. What if Jason and I had kids? What if we'd found out years later? It would have been so much worse. That's what I was trying to prevent. I know. I get it now. I just wish. I wish you'd told me sooner, before I fell in love with him. I tried, baby. You have to remember. I tried. She nodded. I remember. I just didn't want to believe it. Jason was perfect. His family had money. I thought I'd finally made it. You know, finally had the life I always wanted. You don't need money to have a good life, says the woman who worked 3 jobs to raise me. She said with a sad smile, I saw how hard you struggled. Mom, I didn't want that for myself. I wanted the easy life, the comfortable life, and I was willing to ignore red flags to get it. That hit different because she was right. Maya had spent her whole childhood watching me struggle, watching me work myself to the bone just to keep us afloat. No wonder she jumped at the chance to marry into money. You deserve a good life, I said, but not like that. Not by pretending to be someone you're not. Not by marrying into a family that looks down on people like us. People like us, Maya repeated. I spent so long trying not to be people like us, trying to fit in with Jason's world, trying to make Patricia like me. I forgot who I was. And who are you? She thought about that for a minute. I'm Margaret Johnson's daughter. I'm a woman who came from nothing and built something. I'm smart. I'm strong. And I don't need some rich family's approval to matter. I started crying. That's my girl. That's exactly who you are. We hugged for the first time in 6 months. And it felt like maybe, just maybe, we were going to be okay. Now, let me tell you what happened to the Brooks family. Because karma came for them hard. Mitchell and his wife divorced within 2 months. She took him to the cleaners in court, got the house, got half his business, got full custody of their other kids. Mitchell's living in some apartment downtown, now basically broke. He tried to reach out to Maya a few times, wanted to build a relationship with his long-lost daughter. But Maya shut that down real quick. You had 25 years to be my father, she told him during one phone call I was present for. Where were you when mom was working 3 jobs? Where were you when I needed school supplies and couldn't afford them? Where were you on every birthday, every Christmas, every moment that mattered? Mitchell didn't have an answer, because there is no good answer. You abandoned me before I was even born, Maya continued. And now you want to play daddy, because your real family fell apart? Nah, I'm good. Lose my number. And she hung up on him. I was so proud. Patricia? Oh, Patricia got it even worse. Her fancy social circle completely turned on her. Turns out, nobody likes a woman who tries to pay off pregnant teenagers. Her reputation's destroyed. Her charity boards kicked her off. Her country club suggested she find a new club. She tried to blame me for everything, of course. Went on some local news interview talking about how I seduced her son and then extorted the family. But the interviewer had done their homework. They had records showing Patricia had offered me money back then, had witnesses who remembered me working for them. Patricia ended up looking even worse. Last I heard, she and Harrison separated too. He couldn't handle the embarrassment. And Jason? Poor kid. He really didn't deserve any of this. He genuinely loved Maya. Genuinely didn't know they were related. He's been in therapy too, trying to process it all. He texted Maya last month. I know we can't be together, but I want you to know that what I felt for you was real. You were the best thing that ever happened to me, even if it wasn't meant to be. Maya showed me the text, tears in her eyes. He was good to me, Mom. Really good. It's so unfair. I know, baby, life's not fair sometimes. Do you think, in another life where we weren't related, we could have been happy? Maybe, but this is the life we got. And you'll find someone else, someone who's actually right for you. How do you know? Because you're amazing. And any man who's lucky enough to earn your love, who isn't related to you, is going to be the luckiest man alive. She laughed through her tears. You're biased? Absolutely. But I'm also right. You know, people keep asking me if I regret it, if I regret standing up at that wedding and exposing everything. The honest answer? I don't know. I mean, yeah, I destroyed my daughter's wedding. I humiliated 2 families. I caused a whole lot of pain and chaos. But I also stopped something that could have been so much worse. Imagine if they'd gotten married, if they'd had children, if the truth came out then, after years of building a life together. That would have been devastating, not just for them, but for their kids too. So did I do the right thing? I think so, but that doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. I've been doing a lot of soul searching these past few months, a lot of thinking about my choices, about the secrets I kept, about the lies I told. I lied to Maya about her father's name. I kept his identity secret for 25 years. Was that the right call? At the time, I thought I was protecting her, protecting myself. But maybe I was just being a coward. Maybe I should have been honest from the start. But then again, I was young and scared and alone. I did the best I could with what I had. I've also been thinking about Mitchell, about Michael, whatever he calls himself now. Part of me hates him for abandoning us, for being weak, for choosing his mother's approval over his own child. But part of me feels sorry for him because he missed out on knowing Maya, on watching her grow up, on being part of her life. That's on him. That's his loss. And now that he wants back in, it's too late. You can't just show up 25 years later and expect to be welcomed with open arms. Actions have consequences. and Mitchell's finally facing his. Something unexpected happened last month. Jason reached out to me. Yeah, Jason, the guy who was about to become my son-in-law before I blew up his life. He wanted to meet for coffee. I almost said no, but curiosity got the better of me. We met at this little cafe downtown. He looked tired, older than his 26 years. This whole situation had aged him. Thanks for meeting me, Mrs. Johnson, he said. Call me Margaret. I think we're past formalities at this point. He smiled weakly. Yeah, I guess we are. We sat in awkward silence for a minute. Then he spoke. I wanted to thank you. That caught me off guard. Thank me? For what? For stopping the wedding. For telling the truth. I know it was hard. I know it cost you your relationship with Maya for a while. But you did the right thing. I felt tears prickling my eyes. Most people don't see it that way. Most people didn't almost marry their sister. He said bluntly, I did. And if it hadn't been for you, I would have. We would have had kids eventually. And they would have had health problems, genetic problems. And then we would have found out the truth in the worst possible way. That's what I was trying to prevent. I know, and I'm grateful, really grateful. He paused. My dad, he's a mess. He keeps trying to justify what he did. Says he was young, says he made a mistake. But the truth is, he's a coward. He always has been. I'm sorry you had to learn that about him. I'm not. Better to know the truth than live in ignorance, right? We talked for over an hour. About everything. About how he's coping. About how Maya's doing. About how messed up this whole situation is. Before we left, Jason said something that really stuck with me. Maya's lucky to have you as a mom. You're a fighter. You stood up for her even when she hated you for it. That takes real love. She's my daughter. I'd do anything for her. I know. She knows too, even if she's still mad about it. She'll come around eventually. I hope he's right. Maya's been doing really well lately. Like really well. Better than I expected. Honestly, she left her tech job. Said she needed a fresh start away from anything that reminded her of Jason or that life she'd been trying to build. Now she's working at a nonprofit that helps single mothers get job training and education. Says she was inspired by watching me struggle all those years. Wants to help women like I was, young, scared, alone, trying to make it work. I've never been more proud of her. I spent so long trying to escape where I came from. She told me last week, trying to be someone I wasn't. But now I realize where I came from is what made me strong. What made me who I am. That's exactly right, baby. I'm done being ashamed of my background. Done trying to fit in with rich people who look down on me. I'm good being me, being your daughter. We were at my apartment when she said this. The same small apartment I'd been living in for years. The one she used to be embarrassed to bring friends to. But now she was here voluntarily, making dinner with me in my tiny kitchen, laughing at my old stories, being present in a way she hadn't been in years. I'm sorry, Mom, she said suddenly, in the middle of chopping vegetables. For what? For being ashamed of you. For letting Patricia make me feel like you weren't good enough. For choosing their approval over your love. My throat got tight. Baby, you don't have to. Yes, I do. I was a brat. I was so caught up in having money and status and all that bougie nonsense that I forgot what really matters. And what really matters is family. Real family. Not fancy families with money and secrets. But real family. You and me. We both started crying, standing in my kitchen, hugging each other, just letting it all out. I love you, Mom. And I'm so sorry for how I treated you during the wedding planning. You deserved better. I love you too, baby, and you don't have to apologize. You were caught in a tough situation. Still, I should have listened to you, should have believed you when you tried to tell me about Mitchell. You've never lied to me about anything important before. I should have known you were telling the truth. You love Jason. Love makes us blind sometimes. Yeah, well, I'm done being blind. From now on, I'm seeing everything clearly. And she has been. She's been making better choices, better friends, dating better people, people who respect where she comes from instead of looking down on it. She even introduced me to her new boyfriend last month. Nice guy, works as a teacher, comes from a regular family, treats Maya like a queen. He's not rich, Maya said when she first told me about him, but he's kind and honest, and he actually likes me for me, not because of who he thinks I should be. That's all that matters. I told her, and it is. About 2 weeks ago, I ran into Patricia at the grocery store. Literally, almost ran my cart into hers. We both froze. The last time we'd seen each other was at that church, when everything exploded. Margaret, she said coldly. Patricia. We stood there for a moment, both of us probably debating whether to just walk away. But then Patricia spoke. I hope you're happy. You destroyed my family. I actually laughed. Couldn't help it. I destroyed your family? Patricia, your family destroyed itself with lies and secrets and thinking you're better than everyone else. We would have been fine if you hadn't shown up at that wedding. Your son would have married his sister. I said loudly. A few people in the store turned to look. Is that what you wanted? You want those kids to have babies together and pass on genetic defects. Patricia's face went red. That's not, we would have figured it out eventually. When? After they had kids? After they'd been married for years? Face it, Patricia, you created this mess 25 years ago when you told me to get rid of my baby, when you paid off your son's responsibility. This is on you. I was protecting Michael. You were protecting your reputation. You didn't care about me, didn't care about Maya, didn't care about anyone but yourself and your precious family image. How dare you? No, how dare you? I was done being nice, done biting my tongue. You've looked down on me from day one, treated me like I was trash because I clean houses for a living. Well, you know what? I'd rather be me, honest, hardworking, real, than be you, a fake, status-obsessed woman who values money over people. Patricia looked like she'd been slapped. You lost your husband, your social standing, your reputation, and you have no one to blame but yourself. You created this situation. I just exposed it. I walked away before she could respond, left her standing there in the grocery store, probably fuming. And you know what? It felt good, really good. I'd been holding that in for 25 years. Finally, getting to tell Patricia exactly what I thought of her, worth it. So here we are, 6 months after the wedding that never was. 6 months after I blew up my daughter's life to save it. Was it worth it? Yeah, I think it was. Maya's happier now than she was when she was planning that wedding. She's more herself, more grounded, more aware of what really matters. She's back in my life, really back, not just pretending to be okay with me, while secretly resenting me. And she's safe. She didn't marry her brother. She didn't have kids with genetic problems. She didn't build a life on a foundation of lies only to have it collapse years later. That's worth all the pain, all the embarrassment, all the drama. People still recognize me sometimes. Hey, aren't you that lady from the wedding video? Yeah, that's me. The mom who stopped an incestuous marriage. Not exactly how I wanted to be famous, but here we are. I've learned a lot through all this about secrets, about honesty, about the cost of staying silent versus the cost of speaking up. Secrets always come out eventually, always. And the longer you keep them, the worse it is when they finally surface. If I could do it all over again, I'd tell Maya the truth about her father from the beginning. I'd be honest about Michael, about Patricia, about all of it. Would it have been hard? Yes. Would it have hurt her? Probably. But at least she would have grown up knowing the truth, instead of having it exploded in her face at her wedding. But I can't change the past. None of us can. All we can do is learn from our mistakes and try to do better going forward. And that's what I'm doing. Being honest with Maya about everything now. No more secrets. No more lies. Just the truth. Even when it's uncomfortable. She appreciates it. Says she feels like she can trust me again. That means everything to me. It's been a year now. A full year since that wedding day. Maya and I are closer than ever. We have dinner together at least once a week. She calls me just to chat, not because she needs something. We're back to being best friends, like we were before Jason. She's thriving at her nonprofit job, even got promoted to program director. She's helping so many women get back on their feet, and she's amazing at it. And she's still with that teacher boyfriend, Marcus. Yeah, his name's actually Marcus. The irony isn't lost on me. They're talking about moving in together. He's good to her. Good for her. I met his parents last month. Normal, working class folks like me. We hit it off immediately. His mom even invited me to their family barbecue next weekend. This is what family should look like. Real people who accept you for who you are, not who they want you to be. As for the Brooks family, I don't keep up with them much. From what I hear, Mitchell's still struggling. Patricia moved to Florida to start over. Harrison remarried someone half his age. Jason's doing okay. He moved to California, got a new job, seems to be healing. Sometimes I think about what would have happened if I'd kept my mouth shut. If I'd let that wedding happen, Maya and Jason would be married. They'd probably have a kid by now. Maybe they would have found out the truth eventually, or maybe they never would have. Maybe they would have lived their whole lives not knowing. But that's not a chance I was willing to take. People say I'm brave for what I did, standing up in that church, stopping that wedding. But I don't feel brave. I just feel like a mom who did what she had to do to protect her daughter. That's what mothers do. We protect our kids, even when they don't understand why, even when they hate us for it, even when it costs us everything. Because at the end of the day, their safety, their well-being, their future, that matters more than anything else. More than a fancy wedding, more than status or money, more than keeping secrets to keep the peace. The truth always matters, even when it hurts. Last week, I got a letter in the mail, handwritten, from Mitchell. I almost threw it away without reading it, but curiosity got the better of me. Dear Margaret, I know you probably don't want to hear from me, and I don't blame you. I don't deserve your time or attention after what I did to you, to both of you, 25 years ago. But I need to say this. I need you to know that I'm sorry, really truly sorry. I was a coward. I let my mother bully me into abandoning you and our daughter. I chose the easy path instead of the right path. And I've regretted it every day since. Watching Maya at that wedding, seeing the woman she'd become without me, it destroyed me. She's incredible. Smart, strong, independent. Everything I'm not. You did that. You raised her right. You gave her the life she deserved, even though I gave you nothing but heartache. I don't expect forgiveness. I don't deserve it. But I wanted you to know that you were right to expose the truth. You saved both our kids from a terrible mistake. A mistake I would have been responsible for if it had happened. Thank you for being strong enough to do what I never could. Stand up to my mother and tell the truth. I hope Maya finds happiness, real happiness, with someone worthy of her. She deserves the world. And so do you. Michael, I read that letter 3 times. Then I put it in a drawer and haven't looked at it since. I don't know what to do with Mitchell's apology. Part of me wants to accept it, to let go of the anger I've been carrying for so long. But another part of me thinks, too little, too late. An apology doesn't change the past, doesn't give Maya back the father she should have had, doesn't give me back the 25 years I spent struggling alone. But maybe that's okay. Maybe some apologies aren't about fixing the past. They're about acknowledging it, about taking responsibility. I haven't decided if I'll respond to his letter. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. For now, I'm focused on the future, on my relationship with Maya, on being the best mom I can be, even though she's a grown woman now, on living my truth instead of hiding in secrets. If there's one thing I've learned from all this, it's this: the truth always comes out. Always. You can hide it. You can bury it. You can lie and cover up and pretend everything's fine. But eventually, the truth surfaces. And when it does, it's usually messy. Better to be honest from the start. Better to face the consequences of truth than to live in the anxiety of lies. I'm not saying it's easy. Being honest is hard. Really hard. Especially when the truth is ugly or painful or embarrassing. But lies are harder. Lies eat at you from the inside. They create distance between you and the people you love. They build walls that become impossible to climb. And when those lies finally crumble, and they always do, the damage is so much worse than if you'd just been honest from the beginning. So if you're keeping a secret, especially one that affects the people you love, tell the truth. Even if it's scary, even if people will be mad at you, even if it changes everything. Because living with the truth, no matter how hard, is better than living with lies. I destroyed my daughter's wedding. I humiliated 2 families. I became a viral sensation for all the wrong reasons. But I told the truth, and my daughter is safe because of it. Would I do it again? In a heartbeat. Because at the end of the day, I can look at myself in the mirror and know I did the right thing. I protected my daughter, even when she didn't want to be protected. That's what love is. Not the Instagram perfect, fairy tale kind of love, but the messy, complicated, sacrifice everything kind of love. The kind of love that tells the truth, even when it costs you everything. The kind of love that stands up in a church full of people and says, "No, this can't happen. Not on my watch." That's real love, mother's love, and I wouldn't change it for anything. So, yeah, that's my story. The story of how I exposed the truth at my daughter's wedding and changed all our lives forever. It's been a wild ride, painful, messy, complicated, but also freeing. I don't have to carry that secret anymore. Don't have to wonder if Maya will find out and hate me for not telling her. Don't have to watch her build a life with Jason knowing it's all based on a lie. The truth is out there now. And even though it hurt like hell to reveal it, at least it's done. Maya's moving forward with her life, building something real and honest and good. I'm moving forward too. I got a better job, managing a small cleaning company now instead of just working for one, making decent money, feeling proud of what I do. And you know what? I'm happy, really happy. Not the fake happiness that comes from pretending everything's okay, but real happiness that comes from living authentically, from not having secrets weighing me down, from having my daughter back in my life, really back, not just going through the motions, from knowing I did the right thing, even when it was hard. That's worth everything. So, to anyone out there carrying a heavy secret, wondering if you should speak up or stay quiet, speak up. Tell the truth. Rip off the Band-Aid. It'll hurt. People might be mad at you. Things might get messy. But on the other side of that mess is freedom, is honesty, is the chance to build something real instead of something based on lies. Take it from me, the lady who stopped a wedding by revealing a 25-year-old secret. The truth will set you free, even if it destroys everything first. And that's okay, because what gets destroyed was built on lies anyway. It needed to fall. So you can rebuild. Build something better, something true. That's what Maya and I are doing. Rebuilding our relationship on honesty and trust. It's not perfect. We still have hard days. She still gets upset sometimes when she thinks about everything that happened. But we're real with each other now. No more secrets. No more pretending. Just two women, mother and daughter, trying to do better. Be better. And honestly, that's all anyone can ask for. I'm sitting here on a Sunday afternoon, 2 years after that infamous wedding day. And life is good. Maya's engaged. For real this time. To Marcus, the teacher, he proposed last month in the most simple, beautiful way. Just the two of them at the park where they had their first date. No fancy production. No expensive ring. Just love. Real, honest love. And this time, I believe it'll last. They're planning a small wedding. Just close family and friends. Nothing like that 300-person production Patricia tried to orchestrate. Maya asked me to help plan it, to be involved in every decision, to be the mother of the bride. I should have been the first time. I cried when she asked me, happy tears. This is your day, baby. I told her, however you want to do it. I want to do it with you, Mom. You and me planning this together, like it should be. So that's what we're doing. Planning a wedding together, making decisions together, creating something beautiful together. And this time, there are no secrets, no hidden truths waiting to explode. Just a daughter getting married to a good man who loves her for exactly who she is. That's all I ever wanted for her. Real love, honest love. She found it, despite everything, despite the drama and the pain and the viral videos. She found someone who sees her, really sees her, and loves what he sees. That's worth celebrating. So if you're reading this, if you're watching this, if you're hearing my story and thinking about the secrets you're keeping, let them go. Tell the truth. Face the consequences. Build something real. Because life's too short for lies. Too short for pretending. Too short for living in fear of the truth coming out. Be brave. Be honest. Be real. Your future self will thank you. My daughter thanked me, eventually, after the anger faded, and she could see clearly. You saved my life, Mom, she told me recently, even though I hated you for it at the time. You saved me. And that right there, that makes everything worth it. Every tear, every sleepless night, every moment of doubt, all worth it, because my daughter's happy, really, truly happy. And so am I. That's all that matters in the end.